Moving on to the code explanation. So here I have web market test that implements serializable. So the class basically will store all the information being entered by the user. The reason why it implements serializable because simply we want to be able to store it into a file. First, I'll go with the save to file method. Here, the object will be stored into this file. What will be stored in a file is that market test array. Hence, the list will be converted into web market test array. For the load from file method, the objects will be retrieved from this file and simply call read object, and it needs to be cast because what was stored in a file is web market test array, and add all the web market test into the list. For adding functionality, firstly, if one of the field is empty, it will show an error. Otherwise, the object of web market test will be created and all the values information will be stored, and the object itself will be stored inside a task list. And basically this line will display all the information. For the remove functionality, and remove the object inside the list based on the index, and also remove the row that is being displayed on the jet table. For update functionality, it's a bit complex than the previous one. I might start explaining about the other stuff first. The first one is I have user-defined interface. So the interface is update test listener, and I have the method here update if event occurred. So I also created update test info to temporarily store the information, and this is the form. This is the look of the form, the update form. So the flow here, we want to pass the information inside this form into web market test. Here I have update test listener, and I have the method as well, set update info test listener. So the parameter is the object, any object that implements the listener. Now once user enters all the information, and if it's not empty, update test info object will be created here as a temporary. Here, if it's not null, it means that object is being passed here. We call update in event occurred and pass the update test info. Now, the question arises, where does this method come from? Well, actually, here in web market test panel, this is an anonymous class. So this anonymous class override the update event occurred. So all the information here inside the form will be passed into this method here. Firstly, retrieve all the information and store it into each field here, and after that, get the web market test object and call the setters here. Basically, this one is to modify all the information, and now all these lines here simply mean update the information that is being displayed on the JTable. So for the bar chart functionality, I use Jeffrey chart library. I have created the default category dataset. This dataset will be used for storing all information inside bar chart. And here I created the object of hash set. This hash set does not allow us to have duplicate values. What will be stored in this variable, basically the names of the market. So the names of the market will be used for describing the the data on the x-axis. So we don't want to have duplicate values at the x-axis, right? And here we have the wet hash set.iterator. This one will iterate over the values on the hash set. While hash set is not null, get the value here, get of the name of the market, and this one is for debugging purposes. So what I get here on 3 names. Here I also have 2 counters to check the positive cases and negative cases. Now we have a for loop here. So basically if the name is equal, the name of the market is equal to the name of the market that is being iterated over, and also the result of it is equal to positive, then positive counter will be incremented by 1. Otherwise, negative counter will be incremented by 1. And here we put the value to the data set here.
Hello, I'm Kansa with metric number 269351. This is the fruit supply GUI interface appearance. Before showing you how this GUI works, I want to explain the source code behind it. So this is the order supply class, which consists of the data that we need in the GUI, like hospital name, fruit order, amount of fruit that the hospital ordered, the order key, and here we use encapsulation. And we also use getter and setter, as we can see here: get hospital name, set hospital name, get fruit order, set fruit order, and so on. And here is the source code for the mainframe. First off, we made an array list called order supply, and here we try to read an object from the order.txt. So we set the boolean end of file and we set it to false. And meanwhile this boolean is false, we will try to read object from the file, and when it reached the end of the file, the boolean end of file change into true. And then we also have another method called save order to file. Here we have a file output stream, which is a class to save the object into the order.txt. So we use for loop here. For every output, for every order supplies array list, we will write them to the file order.txt, and after that we give the message to the users successfully saved. And here is the add row to JTable, which is we will add the data that we just filled into this table. And here we also have edit frame UI. Here's the edit frame. So here we have a string order key choice, and this is an array, and we will try to add this array with array list, the order supply array list, and this array will be show up here. It shows the order key, and this is the array. Same goes with the remove data. You can set here and it will automatically shows the data. And let's try to run. Let's say it's scaled. And if we add, it will show us the message successfully saved, and as we can see here, there's a new data in the table. Then if we try to edit data, it will show up like this. Let's say we want to change, and the data will be successfully edited. Or even if we want to remove the data, we could also search by using the order key. Let's say we want to search for the order key number 003. Here's the data found, and if we type the order key that doesn't exist, let's say 011, will show up not found.
Explain about my UI. First, we run in a mainframe first. So this is how our mainframe looks like, and this is not that power inside yet. So now I will explain a bit. So for me, I'm doing flowers. This is my code. Here is the place we create arrays to store all the data. Instead of the code is consume the data, and all the data and basically display in table font side, including report table model and as table model. So here is all the directories, and this part is for the coding. They save all the things into TXT file. And then here is the add button using mode. So all the data will be displayed in the table model. And scanning, we use JPEG field for that scanning input. For have benefit, since we are using JPEG style field. And for common use, we are using combo box. For flower data, all the flower data we use at info, which for the new flower data, all the new help benefits and common use will be stored in the flower data info, which is stored at info. That means all the info will be stored in the array list called list. So for clear field, inside this clear field is understood making this and making this, and at this side it will all disappear. So here is the field button. and then all the things will be saved to the file. Same goes for edit, search. So for change the one mouse click, this is the thing called the usually when change extension to the sectors using market. So this one is I get when I click on it for the file display here. This is what this part of coding is it. So now I will do the difference. And let's say I do for view it first. I just click on the data and then I click delete. Yes, and the data is delete for A. I just done it. This is and then console now we just click F or edit. And so we just click on this. We change the thing that we want to change. We'll wait for the and then we click edit. Then the data will be changed. For search, we just search any of the thing that we can delete and found. The data will be displayed here. If you said it's something that is not in the list, the count up. And then all the things if you want to tell the field here, we just click reset. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Go Fang Yao, matrix number 270654. Now I want to do my GUI presentation. Okay. Due to COVID-19, there are a big changes of book sales in the book market. This book sales report GUI will analyze three categories of book which are medical book, school books, and general book. There will be changes in each categories of book and this GUI will show the condition of book sales in the COVID-19 period. Book sales statistic report GUI. This system is a system which enables us to record and compare the amount of books sold in the MCO COVID-19 period. With this GUI, we may know what book do we have and the category of the book, as well as sales quantity of the book in the MCO COVID-19 period, whether it increased or decreased. This GUI also gives us reason about the increasing and decreasing of book sales of the period, so that we can do some adjustment on book sales in the book market. Okay, now this is the display of my GUI. So if I want to add a book, I just key in the book information that I want to add. For example, the mice, and it is a general book, and the quantity increased a lot during COVID-19 because people stay at home and they have lots of leisure time. So after we key in the information of the book, we just click the add button and the book will be added below the table. When we want to delete a book, we just click the book that we want to delete and we click the delete button. And yes, so the book will be deleted. And if you want to edit a book, we just need to click the edit button, the book that we want to edit, and click the edit button. Then you can change the book title. For example, Alice. And for the quantity, so the book will be changes. And after that, if you want to search a book, so we just key in the book title. For example, neuroscience. And if the book is found, then after we click OK, the book information will be displayed here in the column, so we can know the information about the book. And if we search a book that not in the table, for example ABC, okay, the book will not a not found message will be appear. So after that, if we want to exit from our GUI, we just need to click the exit button. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.
So I am Chen Wai Ho. I'm going to present about the food frame, and this is the COVID-19 affect food GUI. This is a system which enable us to record and delete the information of the COVID-19 that affect the food. So I'm going to show the coding. So we first, this is the main method, and we use this is a array list with, and this is the public word show data, public word public list, and public word save to file. We save this for the enable us to, when we close the system, it will still save the data in the system. And for the delete button, we use this coding to remove the information, the data we key in just now, and we add the information in the add button here. So basically, this is my coding, and I will run the code. So basically, if I want to add some coding, like it will decrease food supply. For example, if it decrease the food supply, it will affect the food supply. We click add, it will add the information. And if we want to delete the previous data we didn't want, we just delete it. And if we close it and run it again, it will still perform the previous data in here. So basically, this is my this is a food frame for the presentation.